Hey, what's up, Genius Gang? So for today's video, I actually got a special opportunity to go to Riot Games and test out the preseason 10, the upcoming season changes that Riot's going to be doing. They're changing up the game quite a bit, a lot of cool changes, and in today's video, we're going to be able to basically have a first look before anybody else and live gameplay on the new patch. So without further ado, here is my preseason 10 YouTube video. Drumroll, please. Oh wait, it's already started. Never mind. Anyway, guys, so there's a lot of interesting changes coming with the new patch. A lot of map terrain changes, dragon, elder, itemization, exp, game mechanic, jungle changes, and we're gonna go through basically all of them in the course of this video. All the gameplay you guys are about to see is me playing with other streamers and YouTubers against the playtest team or with the playtest team at Riot Games. So everything is, yeah, it's gonna, this is the patch that we're gonna be seeing coming out very soon. I think it's about a month before the current season ends and preseason begins. So this is one of the biggest changes they're going to be doing. It's new little alcoves on the bot and top lane. As you can see, it's just a little bit of a C shape with some new gameplay mechanics added. You can jump into that alcove if you're in the middle of a fight or you're trying to run from someone. It gives just more diversity to your basically decision making when you're in the bot and top lane, new trade patterns, stuff like that. And another thing that they're adding is going to be these little brushes on the end in the entrances of the river, into both sides of the jungle. These brushes, I think, are actually a pretty cool thing because now you can actually be hiding there, lurking for someone to walk by. You can make a play, you can throw out skill shots from that place, you can initiate. So I think it's just more options, more diversity. It changes the game up, but not in a huge dramatic way, so that's cool. Another big change is the dragons. This is the infernal dragon. When the third dragon to spawn is infernal, it actually destroys the map, which is insane. Look at the jungle. It literally blew up, the wall is just gone, and this is also reflected on other parts of the map where there's just terrain missing. So basically as if a giant fire dragon just came down, rained hell, and scorched the earth. It's kind of crazy. It's a big change, but yeah. And then if the third dragon to spawn is ocean dragon, then the map gets a bunch of random brushes, a lot of pink flowers, a lot of cute stuff, and it starts to rain everywhere. It's crazy, but I actually really like the ocean dragon because I really love those pink flowers and I love the rain effects. As you can see here, it's quite beautiful. So every single dragon that spawns, as you can see, is going to change the game and change the terrain a little bit. If it's fire, it breaks the map apart. If it's ocean, it creates all these new brushes around the whole map, and it also starts to rain. I don't think that the rain actually acts as a boost to grass type Pokemon such as Zyra, but it's not a combat thing, it's just aesthetic, but it's still pretty cool. And then other changes I believe will be coming up. Here we go. The cloud, oh, I'm a genius. The cloud dragon, if it spawns, it actually creates like little speed boost podules around the map. As you can see here, if you run through those speed zones, you actually get a bit of a move speed boost. So it's kind of like a little mini Rift Herald, a Scuttle Crab pod somewhere. And then here, playing a little bit of that throwback Lee Sin mid, testing out some of the new lethality items that I'll be talking about coming up here. 1 second. Who's that lead player, man? He's so clean. Oh, whoa, never mind. Don't look. Oh. Cassio's too good versus Lee. What can I say? The next dragon, if the third dragon to spawn is Mountain Dragon, what actually ends up happening is a bunch of new terrain shows up on the map. As you can see, random new walls appear all over. It creates a bit of a much bigger like choke point around the mountain, around the dragon itself, which is pretty interesting. And then, yeah, as you can see, you know, big giant ass wall in front of the dragon. But yeah, so basically every single dragon that spawns will change the way the game is played. It's not something dramatic where, you know, you have to think super hard about how the dragon's going to affect the map, but it's something that you're just going to have to get used to playing around. And, you know, depending on the champions, depending on the team comps, like for example, for Rengar, he's going to love these new brushes. He's going to love when it's Ocean Dragon because he has so many more brushes to jump around and chill and hang out with. There's actually going to be support items. Now they're basically getting a little bit of a rework. So now there's going to be an AP Spell Thieves and an 80 Spell Thieves. And the big thing with the support items that's also changing is that you don't have to spend gold to upgrade them anymore. They're just going to upgrade naturally as the game progresses. So you can actually spend your money buying things that you actually want to buy instead of having to spend, you know, 1,500 gold upgrading your first support item. And then here you can see this is the AP Spell Thief, so it's kind of similar to the current one on live, but then we'll see the other version of that, which is going to be the 80 Spell Thieves, which is going to be very interesting because that's going to open up. So this is the 80 Targons. So there's going to be an AP Targons, an 80 Targons, and then an AP Spell Thieves, and an 80 and then the 80 Spell Thieves as well. So basically, whatever champion type you're playing, whatever bonus you want to get, you can basically buy it. And then the nice thing about Targons now is that it's not going to be restricted to ranged or AP or melee champions. As you can see, this is the AP Targon. Basically attacks XP minions below 200 health, recharge every 40 seconds, and that's it. It's not based on melee or range or anything like that. So I feel like this is going to actually increase a lot of diversity to the bot lane. It's going to introduce some new tech. You're going to be able to run a lot more stuff, you know, maybe run some 80 champions as supports, buy some frozen mallet, helps peel for my whole team. You know, I think there's going to be some cool stuff in the pipeline. And then there's also a bunch of new lethality items. So one of the ones here, Sanguine Blade, it's, you know, 45 AD, 12 lifesteal, 12 lethality. But then this is the crazy part. When hunting with no allies nearby, gain 38% attack speed based on level. So if you are alone without your teammates nearby, you get an insane attack speed boost. So this is going to be really good on, you know, junglers, split pushers like Jax, Nocturne, stuff like that, because they can just go to side lanes and then, you know, get a huge boost 24/7 as long as they're not with their teammates. And get, you know, clear the jungle faster, take turrets faster, all that stuff. And then Umbral Hydra is lethality TM upgrade basically. So this is gonna be pretty good on some junglers. The active is very similar to Titanic Hydra, but it scales off of your lethality. And then here's another interesting aspect about all the new lethality items. There's gonna be a set bonus, which is Draktar's Arsenal. So when you have one lethality item completed, like if you get Edge of Night, or you get Ghostblade, or you get this item, you'll have a bonus 10% CDR and 5 lethality. But if you complete 2 of the lethality items, it's gonna get upgraded to dual wield. It's gonna go to 10% CDR and 50 lethality. So basically, Riot is incentivizing you to stack lethality items up to 2, and then after that, they're kind of saying, well, we're not gonna give you any more bonuses for buying more lethality. But if the enemy is all squishy and you still think it's worth it, then you're more than welcome to in that case. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. The lethality changes, I feel like, are not going to be crazy game breaking, because at the end of the day, the lethality items are still pretty similar, and you know, people are still going to be able to buy armor, and it's just like a bit of a reworking of stats. But I think that, you know, the new diversity, and with the Sanguine Blade being really strong for split pushers, it'll be really cool to see, you know, how that affects the meta. And another thing that I should mention is that Spear of Shojin is also getting reworked, or actually getting removed, my mistake. And I think if Spear of Shojin gets removed but Sanguine Blade gets added, it's definitely not going to replace the split pushing power on someone like Jax, but you know, he'll still have a pretty solid go-to to be happy with. So here's another thing. They're actually changing around the dragon bonuses and stats a little bit. So here you see Ocean Dragon Soul. So whenever one team gets 4 dragons in total, they get a soul. So the Ocean Dragon Soul is a boost where basically every time you deal damage to an enemy, it makes you regen health and mana. So it has a little bit of a recharge time, but this is basically gives you permanent stats around the map. The Ocean Dragon Soul is just one of the 4 attributes though. If you get the Fire Dragon Soul, every 3 seconds with the Infernal Dragon Soul, your next attack or damaging spell creates a small AoE explosion, dealing adaptive damage that scales with bonus attack damage, ability power, and bonus health. So basically, it just gives you more combat stats and more ability to kill people. The Cloud Dragon Soul makes it so that hitting enemies with abilities or attacks lowers the cooldown of your base abilities, which is kind of nutty. And then the Mountain Dragon Soul is after not taking damage for 5 seconds, you gain a shield that lasts until it's destroyed. So it's basically just like a permanent shield for everybody on your team. The shield's magnitude scales with bonus attack damage, ability power, and bonus health. So it's not only for tanks, it's not only for AD carries, it's for everybody. You know, if a mage has hella AP, their Mountain Dragon shield will be huge. So I think that's pretty cool. If one team does get a Dragon Soul, I feel like it's such a big boost to their combat stats, and considering they've already got 4 dragons ahead of time, they're going to be in a much better position to win the game. And then this bad boy, Elder Dragon, actually got a little bit of change. So now Elder Dragon, if you get it, it does give you like the little burn, the bleed passive that it has always done, but this is the crazy part. Watch this. Did you see when he died, he got burst out by the Elder Dragon. So basically what Elder Dragon now does is whatever team has Elder, if you get an enemy champion under like, I think it's like 20% of their max HP, if you get them under that threshold, they just get lasered from like the Elder buff and they just die. I think you can Zanya's it and stuff, but like it executes you, it instant kills you. So if you have Elder Dragon and your team is winning a fight, or you're you know, you do 80% of somebody's health, Elder Dragon will do the rest of their health. Like, it's a done deal. I personally don't know how I feel about the Elder Dragon buff. I feel like out of all the changes, like, look, it just killed Akali and Shroud. Look, I think it's gonna kill Bunny too. It just killed him instantly. Like, I feel like from all the changes, like an instant execute from Elder Dragon was personally the least necessary. I mean, maybe I'll have a different opinion after we get to play more games of it and see how it feels on live, but I feel like it's just too crazy. Like, I don't think the losing team should get punished so hard, because it's already hard to win a fight late game if you're behind, right? And assume, like, yes, people can steal Elder Dragon, but realistically, you know, you're only gonna get an Elder Dragon steal every once in a while. Realistically, whoever is winning is gonna get the Elder Dragon. So like it just killed Garen. He was about to end the game and they killed him. I just feel like it makes it too easy to kill people and finish people off, and there's already enough damage in League personally. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, but we'll see. I don't want to be against it before I get to play more on it. But my personal first impressions was I do not really like the Elder Dragon execute. Jungle is getting a bit of an EXP nerf, I believe, as is bot lane. If you get shared EXP, so if you're an 80 carry or a support, you're actually going to get like 5% less EXP or something like that. So the numbers might change. It's possible that they rework a little bit, but basically Riot is aiming to make mid lane and top lane get higher level than jungle and bot lane, which is it's a nerf to jungle and bot lane and a buff to top and mid. Their goal is to make top lane impact increased. They're going to be doing something where Rift Herald spawns earlier and it's also able to respawn. And then, you know, their hope is that top laners are going to be able to impact the game a little bit more, being a higher level and probably TPN, influence dragon fight, stuff like that. And the lethality items. And I think they're so Spear Shodan removed, and then some keystone rune changes like Conqueror, Klepto, and Aftershock are getting a little bit of love. But yeah, at the end of the day, I would say overall, this is a pretty tame preseason. There's a lot of interesting changes. You know, the dragons are kind of crazy. I think, you know, the Elder Dragon, if you do make it to that point in the game to get Elder Dragon or get the Dragon Souls, it's going to really impact the game a lot. But Baron is unchanged. A lot of the, you know, core game mechanics are the same, which is very different from a lot of preseasons in the past. So I think I'm a fan of the changes in general. I really like the new map. I like the dragons, the way they influence the map in a way that feels fun, but not like, you know, it doesn't hurt the gameplay. There's nothing bad about it. It's just cool. Like, you know, one every 4 games, there's going to be rain falling from the sky. There's going to be little pink flowers everywhere. 1 out of 4 games, the map's going to be burst apart. There's going to be fire everywhere. So personally, I think the preseason changes are pretty dope. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know any impressions, what you think is going to be crazy, what's your favorite change overall. And yeah, it was a pleasure getting to test all these changes at Riot and give you guys a little bit of a first look. I appreciate you all very much. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Send it to a friend if you want to show them and talk about the new upcoming changes and see it in action. And yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been my first preseason 10 Void Genius Gang look. Thank you guys very much. Type that Genius Gang in the comments for your daily 5 IQ points so you can be up to date and ready to take over preseason when it drops. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.